This is Josiah Plays Torment, Tides of Numenera. Alright. All we really were doing was running around shopping and stuff, because I just bought all those special modifications to myself. The Jagged Memory, Blood Nanites, the Numenera Analyzer, the Artificial Eyeball, and the Encroaching Darkness. I've just ran around and bought a bunch of spray flesh, and now I'm out of money. Well, I have a little bit of money. I have 163. But I've spent almost all my money. But we're all... Oh, and I bought some more ciphers and stuff, too. Okay.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
So let's go back to Cliff's Edge. You know what I want to do? I just thought of something. I want to talk to Otero, now that I have Rin in the party, and see if they say anything special to each other, because Otero and Rin know each other from the comic book. Oh look, he's already talking to her. Hey Rin, over here! Fine. Let's talk to him. Rin! The boy shouts, throwing out his arms as if to hug her. You're safe! She steps back, looking him up and down. Hello, rude boy. We met outside of town, Rin tells you, mouth... Oh, wrong character. We met outside of town, Rin tells you, mouth tight. We started arguing. He helped me, but then he left. She glares at him, like she's trying to knock him over. Right before that woman stole me. His eyes widen. Slavers? Tell me they didn't... They did. I told you what would happen if you brought them to me, didn't I? But I didn't bring them! I told you I wouldn't do that! I was mad, but... He glares at her. I wouldn't! I didn't! Don't worry, Rin. You're with me now. Right, she says, as Otero sags slightly. I stopped trusting him a while ago anyway. She smiles up at you. Thank you, by the way. He stares at her, chewing his lip, clearly trying to work up the courage to talk to her, to convince her of something. Finally, with a wry twist of his mouth, he turns back to you. Look, he says, running a hand over his stubbled scalp. You hide it well, but I can tell you're new here. I ain't trying to offend you, but I don't like leaving folk new to Sagus on their own. If you have any questions about the city, or Circus Minor in particular, I'll answer them free of charge. His eyes steal to Rin again, almost too quick to notice. Of course, it looks like you already have a guide, he says, straight-faced to Aligern. Although you might be better listening to someone with taste, or anyone else who doesn't think living in the underbelly's a good idea. A little extra advice never hurt anyone, Aligern says placidly, and not everyone likes sleeping under the stars. Or fresh air, the boy replies, grinning. Or self-respect. I think we've seen this conversation before between the two of them. Aligern rolls his eyes but subsides, smiling. Anyway, Otero says, what do you want to know? But I think I've already asked him all the questions. I don't think... Yeah, he doesn't have any new... See you around! And then if I talk to Rin now... Let's see if she'll say anything about him. She said that before. Okay. You know what we need to do, though? We need to go talk to the slaver and let the slaver know. I'll snap a fucking neck. You need to step the fuck off of Rin. So let's come over here. Since we're here.
One moment, and it's done.
Paul Magur. Hippophant said, as far as I know, things don't even change unless you have the quest in which things change already. Really? if that's the case, it would be a change from the early beta, because I remember specifically testing this out in the early beta version of this, you know, from many, many months ago. I know they updated it a bunch of times. If you would come here and rest, even if you would literally never set foot in Cliff's Edge, if you'd rest a few times, all kinds of stuff would crumble and fall off of Cliff's Edge, and people would be dead, and NPCs that are there now wouldn't even be there anymore. And I know that if you'd rest also, even if you'd never set foot in the underbelly...
That wound looks terrible. Have you had a healer look at it?
Oh, yes. I collected every dirty rag and scrap of stale bread I could find to pay her, too.
I'm sorry. Could I donate a rag as charity?
Aligern. Uncle Aligern. Yeah, people would get murdered. A bunch of people would get murdered by the murderer down there if you rested a few times and never actually went down there. Because when I first tried this on the beta, I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to rest like a crazy person. And I discovered that that was a terrible idea. So now in this game, since I am actually playing the real game, I haven't rested a single time. I mean, I tried resting to see what would happen, and then I reloaded my save, but I mean, like, I haven't actually rested. Alright. It's time to talk to Tol Magur and let her know that Rin is off limits. Off limits. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give her one of each of these. You can use these on somebody else, right? Yeah, target one ally. Okay. There, she's got lots of items now. If I had more money, I would buy a whole bunch more of all of these things and pass them out among the party and stuff. But I do not have more money. Not yet. I still have a fair number of quests here in the town to do, so, you know, I might end up getting some more money. Investigate the Vistum's house. Enter the anechoic lazaret. Find the airship thief. Go back to Omadon and talk about Presea. Go into the infested fathom. That's in my mind. Go back to the Order of Truth about the flawed simulacrum. I think they should have named this something like When the Levee Breaks. Because, you know, the levee breaks is like... It's spelled differently. It's a different kind of levee. But, I mean, it's you're literally talking about a levee that's broken. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. Oh yeah, we're still looking for a cast-off. And now this is the one that we're here to do now. I should bring her to Tol Magur and resolve the situation between them. Okay. Yeah, I have a ton of quests left, actually. I'm so slow. I am seriously, like... What am I, like... 35 hours into this game, and I'm still running around in Sega's Cliffs with a bunch of stuff left to do. Man, I'm slow. Alright, let's talk to Tol Magur. Ah, there's my little lost bird. Glad you found her. Now just send her on over here and we'll count this job done. I don't want to go, she whispers. I'm not even gonna be fucking subtle about this shit. I'm not giving her to you, and I'll make you bleed if you try to take her. She feels the violence building in the space between you and Tol, the tension that precedes bloodshed, and she whimpers a little. Don't hurt anyone, she says. Not for me. Listen to the girl! Her thugs loosen their weapons at some signal from Tol. We don't need to shed any blood here. We need to talk about this, Tol. No, we don't. Just give me the girl and... She puts her hand to her face. Fine. Fine.
Making a note.
I didn't want to tell you this, but damn it. She grits her teeth. Here's my dirty secret, and if you tell anyone, I'll burn your flesh and scatter your bones. I'm a cast-off, like you. You want to know why I want the girl? It's because she helps control the tides in me. She keeps him from slipping out into this world. Without Rin, everyone around me gets hurt or even killed. If I use an adult for this, they die. That's interesting. So here's the deal. Give me the kid. I'll teach you how to control your tides better. Don't. And, well, let's not get into don't, eh? She holds out her hand to Rin. No deal. We'll have to settle this some other way. No, the time for talk is over! Oh shit, what did she just do? She stares at you, and you feel a sudden swirling in your psyche, a cacophony of dueling emotions. She's doing something with the tides, filling you with sickness and despair, the overwhelming compulsion to lie down and sob. She stops, a grim smile on her face. You want an example of what cast-offs can do? You want to know why I want the girl? She stopped me from doing that! Now give her to me! Ow. She just did intellect damage to me. Did you just use the tides on me? Is that what you do to Rin? Frequently, she smirks. Do you have a problem with it? Wow, I could say a lot of different things here. How do you know it won't kill her? Use someone else as a sponge. Use one of your followers. You said Rin keeps your powers from hurting or killing other people. How do you know it won't kill her? She looks away from you. From Rin. I don't know. I can't bear the thought that it might. But these others here, they're my friends. If I lose Rin, my powers might kill them. How old does Rin have to be before your powers kill her? She's pretty close already, isn't she? He shrugs, but she avoids your eyes. I don't know. What I do know is that if I don't use her, others will be hurt. You should learn how to control your powers better. You don't need to use someone else as a sponge. She spits, not quite at your feet, but certainly near them. Says the cast-off who can't control her own tides. Enslaving Rin is destroying her life and her potential anyway. One way or another, you're killing her. She's prepared an angry retort, but it dies on her lips. I don't... No. I'll let her go win. Damn it. Seems to me you could use your tides to exact some justice. What do you think I am? A vigilante? An oath keeper? A levy? Keeping the law is someone else's job. My job is slaving. Keep that straight. So, how can you justify keeping Rin in your custody? Release your claim. 95%? That's what I'm fucking talking about. Convinced her a little bit. Inspired. Got 2 things of effort. Alrighty then. 95%. Feeling good. What if I would have failed on 90%? That would have sucked. Success. She grits her teeth. Fine! You've convinced me. You can keep her, but you treat her right, you hear? If I get even a hint you've made Rin unhappy, I'll track you across the ninth world. She concentrates a moment, and the miasma that filled your mind lifts. You know what? I'll even live up to my part of the bargain. I'm going to teach you about your tides because it'll help you keep Rin safe. You ready for this? Alright, let's do it. 5% chance to fail, yeah. What's up, P118RU? How you doing? She fights to keep the despairing sneer on her face. You know I hate all of this cast-off skist, yeah? Alright. So, the changing God, he made us. Maybe not on purpose, maybe it was just an accident, but he made us. He uses the tides to transfer his mind. You felt them, I'm sure. Surges of power, emotion, whatever. That's the tides, and they're pushing around inside you. You focus them into something, you can make a weapon out of them. Manifest differently for each of us. Most of us don't even think about it, but I figure use every tool at your disposal. She breathes out. Close your eyes. Feel that coiling power in you. That's the tides. Now feel this. I'm gonna push a little power at you. Try to fight it off. The singing Holy Ghost character? Yeah, well, the first time I talked to Tol Magger, it said she was singing. She sung her words at me. So that's it. That just became her thing. She's like a kind of halfway singing, halfway evangelist sort of person as a slaver, which doesn't make any sense, but I don't care. Every character's got to have their own thing. This is hers. With your eyes closed, you can see the energy emanating from her, a dark and angry spike of red-hued power that drifts towards you. Instinctively, you raise your hands to bat it away, and she snorts. With your mind, use your tides. As the tidal dagger drifts closer, you feel something inside you uncoiling, a vast and restless power whose depths you can barely comprehend. It's reminiscent of the energy you used to blast the sorrow fragments from your mind, but now you can control it, and you breathe out, pushing her probe away. That's it, she says. That's it. Practice that. She pushes away. We're done. Now I have tidal affinity, increased by 1. Yes. Alright. Now that I know you're a cast-off, let's talk about you a little more. It's not a core part of my identity, you know. I don't walk around thinking, oh, I'm a cast-off. Let me think about my place in the world. She jabs a finger into your chest. I'm my own person, got it? But fine, ask your questions. Wow, I've got a lot of questions to ask. Do you know anything about Matkina? She shrugs. I've heard the name. I know she trades with a bad crowd. I never met her. She's literally standing right here. Don't know where she lives or who she knows. Never hope to either. She studies Toll and shakes her head. Bad day for wishes, I guess. But if it's any consolation, can't say I'm tremendously impressed by you either. Fucking Matkina. So sassy. She throws her hands in the air. What is this? What is this? Some sort of cast-off reunion? I told you, I'm not interested in whatever the rest of you do. Leave me alone. I'd like to ask about Matkina again. Now I'm just gonna troll her. Don't particularly care to talk about her, or you know to her. I've said all I needed to say. The feeling remains entirely mutual. Have you ever heard of Mazov? No. Like I said, I don't keep in contact with cast-offs. Whatever the rest of you do, it's your business. Do you know any other cast-offs? I knew Riastrad, glaive covered in living metal armor. He had some underworld connections. It didn't end well for him. Last I heard, he scrambled his brain trying to change his past with Dodge in Numenera. For the rest of the cast-offs, no, I keep to myself, and I'll thank you to keep my existence a secret. What is it you hope to accomplish with your life? Why become a slaver when you're effectively immortal? She eyes you speculatively. Why? Because it was easy to fall into the life. Because it was a challenge to get good at it. Because I don't particularly care what others think about me. She rakes her hair back. This tattoo, it doesn't define me. I'm not the man who made me. I owe him nothing. I owe you nothing. I owe the world nothing. It's my life and these are my choices. Preach it, Tol Magor. Preach it. Don't you think you could do some good for people? What makes you think I'm not? Look, you're approaching this all wrong. You see slaves and you think mistreatment. No, anything. Slavery is horrible no matter how you treat them. You're taking human beings and you're turning them into property. You're turning them into objects. That shit ain't cool. Don't try to clean this shit up. I see criminals and burdens. Sure, they're not gonna find happier lives right away, but once they've finished their service, they get to live. Most of them, anyway. So kiss my arse. This is good for them. Oh, that's right, I forgot. It's not really like chattel slavery. It's like indentured servitude for criminals kind of slavery. I guess that is slightly different. Because they only have to be a slave for a certain period of time and then they get released or whatever. Basically like being in prison, but... Alright. Oh, we're getting all philosophical in this conversation up in here. I have no standing to judge your choices. Then what gives you the right to judge others? You mean who gives me the right? And the answer's easy. She smiles crookedly. You've got to mute the stream till I get past this part. This is not your favorite, huh, Hippofant? I do. That's the whole point of this exercise, isn't it? My life. My rules. You don't like it, get out of the way. No one's making you deal with me. Gotta mute the stream, he says. The thing is, I think he's serious. I think he really has the stream muted now. She spits. If you don't have any other epiphanies you want to share with me, I've got some important none of your business to attend to. Do you know anything about the sorrow? The what? She looks genuinely puzzled for a moment. Oh, you mean that monster that looks like the night mated with some year-old corpses? I don't. Nothing that would be helpful anyway. I felt it a while back, though. She shivers. Felt like it glanced my way. Felt like it told me, not yet. She shakes herself free of the memory. But no, can't help you with anything about it. Let's talk about the sorrow again. It was a nightmare. I don't talk about my dreams. Get out of my dreams. Dun 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 dun. Get into my car. Maybe that's what she was singing to the sorrow. Probably not, though, because she probably didn't have a car. You were telling me about the tides. She eyes you warily. What about them? What's the deal with the girl, Rin? She caught my pain. When the tides well up in me and overflow, she took the excess and kept me from hurting others. Don't know how, but it was a service. Without her, these others around me, they take the brunt. And while they like the experience in small amounts, any larger surge poisons them, lays them low. It's even killed a couple. So the girl's essential to the well-being of those around me. Tell me how Rin helps you again? told you, she's a sponge for the excess energy that my body makes. That's that. What's the deal with your followers? They seem a little strange. She gives them a quick glance. They are! Rin filtered, I guess, my tides. I turned my energy outward, and it makes most people sick. But Rin changed that. Instead of making them sick, it gave them hallucinations, pleasant dreams, a euphoria that improves their days. Right now they're suffering because I've been bleeding off into them slowly. Bad combination. Let's talk about your followers again. They're good people. Good to have at your back in a fight. She reconsiders. Well, my back anyway. I'd like to talk about these tidal surges. Why? It's different for each of us. I can't tell you how the world looks through your eyes or what something tastes like on your tongue. You gotta figure that out on your own. I can't tell you that you don't like meat or what you think, or that you think, I don't know, fungus is delicious. You see the world your own way. It's what makes you. Why am I even telling you this? It's remedial experiential philosophy. Yeah. Fucking remedial experiential philosophy. Why are we talking about milk? Let's bring out the meat. Not beef, though. Because Nox. We talk about tidal surges again. They're a birthright, side effect of being cast-offs of the changing God. I got nothing more to say on the subject because I don't know anything else about it. Hashtag not beef. I'd like to ask about cast-offs again. No, I don't. Let's talk about something else. Thought you'd never ask. Can we talk about the Order of Truth again? Talk about the Cult of the Changing God again. Yeah, we've already had these conversations with her. So this slaver ends up having an enormous amount of information and dialogue and also taught us like a new power or something. That is unexpected. What part of Ask Someone Who Cares did you not get? Yeah, well. Sure. Alright, so now I've got Tidal Affinity. Unlocks more difficult Tidal Surge options. Allows the last cast-off greater control and finesse with the tides, granting access to increasingly complex ways of manipulating people and objects with those forces with Tidal Surges. Alright. I don't exactly know what that means, but it's pretty interesting. Disciples of the Changing God. Return to Kasmine and Mimian. I've discovered a cast-off whose identity was secret until now. If I tell Kasmine and Mimian, I think they'll allow me to join the cult. I learned that Tol Magur, the slaver, is a cast-off. She has carefully kept her identity a secret from everyone, and seems to value her privacy. Interesting. Beloved slave. I convinced Tol Magur to let Rin go free. Alright. Interesting. Her face softens as she catches sight of Rin. You're welcome to stay with me, Rin. You need not have this vagabond life. She shakes her head once, sharply. I made my choice. Can't blame me for trying. Her face is wan. Best of luck to you, child. Alright, so she turns out to be not quite as horrible as I thought.
What's going on?
How are you holding up? Alright, better than anything it got. So she says the same thing. You unmuted already. Ah, I tried to trick you there, Hippofat. I tried to trick you. I made it look like I was done talking to her just to get you to unmute. And then I threw a little bit more in there. Alright, now I'm done. Presumably we will never talk to Tolmagur again. He said, oh god, I unmuted already. Why? Why? Alright. It's pretty funny shit, actually. Auto-chathon.
I'm there, in the shadows.
Alright, let's continue exploring.
Whatever.
Fresh vapors.
I hear you have a god who helps you hide.
You can't have him. I need him.
The day I need a god to hide me is the day we find your... no, it's all right. I don't want him.
Dude, her hiding would be amazing, though, if she also had...
Where next?
I can't take all away, right? Cannot be unequipped. Okay. She's ready to gain an advance. Stat pools, ability, or skill. So if she picks skill, she can improve one of these. If she picks ability, she can improve one of these. But stat pools... got Sucker Punch. Let's get more speed. Just tons of speed.
That should work.
75% evasion up in here. Yeah, we're just gonna go all in with speed on her. She's gonna go crazy with speed.
Fine, I'm ready. Forward. Onward.
What?
Forward. Onward.
I also need to not forget that I have hedge magic that I could use to automatically succeed on a smashing or quick fingers. Oh, I could have used that when I was fighting Aiden, and I would have said, oh, that would have been, I should have done that. Man, that would have been a great time to use hedge magic.
Yes.
Oh well. I still keep wondering what I should put her flex skill on. But I guess I can wait until I actually need it for something specific. They'll probably go on intimidation. Or something. Alright. Let's go back to Cliff's Edge.
Yes.
There's the Fifth Eye Tavern. It's a cool place. There's the chirurgical parlor. We've explored all this up here. Now we've just got all this down here. What is up, hooded thug? You following me for a reason? I look like someone you want to follow around? I get startled easily when people follow me, Shine. Last person followed me around got a dagger up the rusket. Accident, of course. What the fuck is the rusket? Is that the ass? Sure, follow me around. We'll make a day of it. What's up, Sega's town person? Sure, we think the sticker are gone, but what's stopping them from chewing us up in our sleep? I don't sleep anymore. Anything wakes me up. Arguments, footsteps on stairs, screaming. This city used to be safe. Now the Memavira's people are everywhere, threatening everyone. Right over there in that alley, I saw two men eating each other. Calmly, with spoons. Once a month, something explodes out in the sea, and no one wants to talk about it. I just need a good night's sleep. Just one.
Yes.
Alright, we've got some stuff going on here. With Lord Vuntkin. Have no fear, we will find the creature if we all... I feel like this is going to replete. Do something!
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
What if there's more than one Stickus on the loose? There's not, it's just the one. And how do you know that? Instincts and experience, I assure you there is only one Stickus here. Let's see what else they have to say. Do something! We thought our homes were safe. The council lied to us. They didn't lie, there is only one rogue Stickus on the loose. Have no fear, we'll find the creature if we all stay alert. Alright.
Alright.
You. Just need a good night's sleep. Talk to this nano before I think. Yeah.
Trust and honesty are our bonds.
What's up with you, Cannibal? Dendra or her cultist? The flesh creeps if you let it. If you let it. The voices climb like weeds, like vines over bone. One taste is never enough. One taste is too much. Everything we are is written in shadow. Rot takes the shadow away. Flesh bubbles and rots, but the regrets remain in pockets like poison. So, giant fucking El Creepo guy here is what I'm getting. Super creepy.
Yes, now.
Alright, there's mercenaries, there's Lord Vuntkin, there's all these people in the crowd worried about Stickus, apparently.
You've got it.
Still hiding somewhere in the district. Has anyone seen it? I think I saw something near the old shield generator. I've been hearing strange noises from the midden. You see, the creature can't hide from us. Alright, let's talk to these people. Stick our vermin! I'm done with this. Let's hunt. His lordship knows what's best for us. Count on it. These monsters took my home. Took my family. Sticker should suffer like we've suffered. I hope you're here to help. It's all politics, you know. How's a man supposed to run a business with all this going on? We're gonna mash that thing into the dirt! A lot of chatter just to kill a bug. Someone should get it done. Man, makes a lot of sense. I want to see that monster die! So many unique lines. Another week of this and I'm ruined. He's just trying to make a name for himself. I want those bugs dead. We need a savior. Lord Vuntkin is so brave. The man's right. We've got to fight for our city or we ain't worth nothing. I want compensation for my home. Can't wait to get my licks in. Alright, mercenaries. Grrr. 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 This guy just says nothing. Don't talk to me. And the nightmare! Alright, Lord Vuntkin, it's time to talk to you. Declaiming to the crowd is a well-dressed but sickly-looking man. Short, dumpy, and an unhealthy shade of yellow. Despite this, he has the proud demeanor and the stentorian voice of a much larger man. He booms at you as you approach. Ah, another likely lady! Excellent! The people have called for deliverance from this ravaging Stickus, and a hero has answered. Most courageous of you! I know this man. He's hired me many times, and paid me nearly as often.
Making a note.
New quest, hidden enemy. He frowns as he gets a better look at you. Wait! I know you! You're the one who made peace with the Sticker! Commendable, but I'm afraid one of your new friends didn't hear about the end of the hostilities. It's running rogue here in Cliff's Edge. He looks uneasily at the crowd. If these people get hold of it, things might go badly, and all your work will have been for nothing. Best if you were to find it first, then return and tell me precisely where it is. I'll take it from there. He pats you on the shoulder. Honestly, these people are too lazy to look around in town to find this thing. I mean, he just wants me to find it. Y'all motherfuckers' legs broken? He pats you on the shoulder. And you'll be rewarded, I promise you. As the head of a slave family, I'll owe you a favor, and my favor carries a good deal of weight. Can I ask you more about the Stickus and its kind? You made peace with them. Surely you know them better than I do. He shrugs. But I'll offer my perspective if you like. What else can you tell me about the rogue Stickus you're looking for? He shudders. The vile thing appeared in Cliff's Edge a few days ago, and it's been skulking around ever since. The whole neighborhood lives in fear of it. Stickus. Some people fear it, some people no. Tell me again about the Stickus that's been terrorizing, I'm putting that in air quotes, Cliff's Edge. There's little else to tell. It's been seen all over the district, mostly keeping to the shadows. No one has managed to catch it yet. Why is Cliff's Edge so afraid of this Stickus? Some will tell you it's because this district has suffered the most from the Stickus digging. Houses collapsing on the people, others falling into the sea. There's some truth to that, but the real reason is that the people here have become weak and afraid. They aren't prepared to face adversity. Unlike I, Lord Vuntkin, douchebag. Stickus to the man? Knox. He leans in, warming to his subject. Indeed, if the Sticker didn't exist, I would be tempted to invent them, for they are just what the city needs to stiffen its spine. Sagus Cliffs, our once proud empire, has abandoned its holdings and ceded its territories to autochthonous tribes and wild beasts. It's time to take them back, but how can we do that when our citizens have become lazy, timid children? Man, this guy really has a Stickus up his ass. No, without well, I mean, maybe, but... Empires, this is what we're talking about. Empires only serve the interests of a lucky few. Most people suffer and gain little in return. Gold and blue, that's my shit. He frowns. And how much more would they suffer without the Empire? The Empire serves all. Even the least in a strong civilization is better off than the best of a weak one. I disagree. I disagree. Sagus Cliffs had an empire. Indeed! We held all the lands from here to Ornu's Unagran, wherever the fuck that is. That was before the slave uprising that brought the slave families to power. Some of us seek to reclaim what we lost. Remind me again, how great was this empire that you lost? From the shores of Garavia Sound to the farthest reach of Ornuz Unagran. But this was centuries past, before Chila's rebellion brought the slave families to power. I have other questions about the Sticka. Go on, then. How did the Sticka come to be in Sega's Cliffs? Several members of the council believe that it's the work of our enemies, that their eggs were brought here from another world, an act of vengeance or sabotage, perhaps. Others think that the eggs were always here, and it took them centuries to hatch. He shrugs. But how doesn't matter to me. They're here, and they're dangerous, and it's up to every true citizen of Sega's Cliffs to resist them. But the Sticka aren't interested in war with you. They already agreed to peacefully relocate, so they didn't have to fight against the humans. I mean, y'all are just a bunch of xenophobic racists, basically. Oh, it looks different than us, so it must be a fucking scary monster. Let's kill it. Man, if I was just chilling in regular life and I met a Stickus, alright, I would probably freak out a little bit, because, come on. Just to meet a member of a species, a new species that nobody ever thought existed would be pretty freaky. But I mean, I'd get over it quickly, I think, and would be able to treat that creature with magnanimity and equanimity and any other nimity that might be appropriate. I think I'd be like, yeah, Stickus, you need a place to crash? You know what I'm saying? I got a futon here. Folds out into a really uncomfortable bed. You've got chitin, though, so that should protect you from the extreme level of discomfort a person would have from sleeping on this shitty futon that I have here in case I have a guest that I hate. I mean, that I want to give a place to sleep. And I would let the Stickus chill with me. I'd be like, I'd have to put some ground rules down. Literally ground rules in this case, because I would have to tell it no digging. When you're in my apartment, no digging into the earth. No digging through the walls, no digging through the floor. If you want to dig, go outside and go about, you know, a minimum of 100 yards away from where I live, and then dig whatever you want. Some ground rules, see? Because digging in the ground. Alright. It's up to us to resist them, he says. Tell me again where the Sticka came from. Who knows? Perhaps someone brought them from another world. Or maybe they've been here all along, gestating for millennia under the ground. They're dangerous, that's all that matters to me. Can I ask you something else? Why are you a douche? Of course. Tell me about yourself. He puts a hand to his chest and raises his chins. His chins. Nice. I am Jarls Vuntgen of House Vuntgen, one of the most respected of the slave families. I also have the honor of serving on the council. He looks around him uneasily. I don't usually descend to this neighborhood, but in such a crisis, one must put one's finer feelings aside and do what one can for one's city. Tell me about yourself again. I'm a public servant and head of a respected slave family. He sighs. I'm far from my usual place in Council Tower, but until this Stickus is caught, I will not budge from here. So this guy is really Stickusing to his guns, one might say. One would never say that. Who are the slave families? He puffs up with pride. We are the descendants of the slaves who rose up with Chila the Great. They smashed the oligarchs who ruled this city and replaced their despotism with fair and egalitarian leadership, creating a city where anyone can achieve anything, if only they try. That is some bullshit. Not buying it. I allegedly live in a country where anyone can achieve anything if they only try. And it's not true. Alright, had to drink some water there. Hey, 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 beautiful people, what is up, Sungnif? Sungnif, welcome back. Good to see you again. What can you tell me about Cliff's Edge? Actually, let's ask him, who are the slave families again? We are the descendants of the slaves who joined Sheila the Great in her rebellion. This was centuries ago, of course. They tore down the walls of privilege and made Sega's Cliffs into the city of opportunity it is today. Yeah, I'm doing Torment Tides of Numenera. It's a great game. What can you tell me about Cliff's Edge? Alas, I rarely pass through these miserable streets. Miserable streets in this, quote, city of opportunity. So I know little about them, but I go where my city needs me. You ever notice the motherfuckers who talk the most about how there's so much opportunity and how everybody can just do anything they want if they put their mind to it? You ever notice those motherfuckers are the ones who were born into rich families who had all the best education and all the opportunities and the contacts and the money and everything they needed to support them in doing what they wanted? And then they look down on the people who were born into fucking nothing in the slums with crackhead parents and say, that person had just the same opportunity as me to do anything they wanted. Listen, motherfucker. Yeah. It's always these assholes that want to talk about opportunity so much. Yeah, you had a great opportunity. Congrats. Alright, I think we're done talking to this jackass. Can you tell me again what you know about Cliff's Edge? Tell me about the city of opportunity with its miserable streets. Not a thing, as I said before. This is certainly not my home. Very well. Alright. Well, now we have another new quest. Man, we are deep in quests. Hidden enemy. A rogue Stickus is lurking in the district of Cliff's Edge. Lord Vuntkin has promised a reward to anyone who finds the creature and tells him where it is. Yeah, it's simple. If everyone could get a high-paid job, there wouldn't be any high-paid jobs. That's, yeah, says Sungnef. Exactly. I mean, our whole system only works by having some people that get to have a lot and a lot of people that get to have a little or whatever. That's what makes everything actually function the way that it does. The Stickus is probably hiding someplace out of the way, or the people of Cliff's Edge would have found it by now. Alright.
You bet.
So, what do we have? Oh, here's the glowing dude. Aridus. That name looks really familiar to me. I think this guy might be the last companion. Airships. Oh, this is the airship that he stole. Okay, remember? Oh, he crashed it. Oh, Captain What's-His-Name is going to be pissed. Master Renio is going to be so mad, because this is his airship that was stolen from him, and look, it's been crashed here. Airships are known to be nearly uncrashable due to their leisurely cruising speeds and simplified controls. This crash must have taken a rather unique confluence of events to occur.
All right.
And Mother Timaz. This hatch appears to be the only visible means to enter the building. It's firmly sealed. Interesting. Alright, we're going to talk to Aridus. He wasn't in the beta at all either.
I'm gone.
Neither he nor Rin were in the old beta that I played. Alright. Let's talk to this townsperson. They say the Sticker have gone away, but what keeps nibbling my laundry, eh? I run a respectable boarding house. At least it used to be before that priest moved in. Someone's been sneaking in at night and rubbing their greasy palms on my doorknobs. I think someone's been sniffing my flowers too hard. The petals keep falling off. That's some science for you. Careful not to sniff flowers too hard or the petals will fall off. Hashtag hard sniffing. My room's terrible cold at night. I can't prove it, but I know someone's stealing my heat. I had a frying pan once when I was young. We always take our luxuries for granted. Okay, so these people are officially fucking poor. Listen to me yammering on. You're probably going to report everything I say. Leave me alone. Go on, get. Man, I remember those good old days of wealth and prosperity when we had a frying pan. I sniff my rose very good. Hard sniffing. Alright, we're going to talk to Eritis here. Or Eritis. Eritis sounds better than Eritis. Put the accent on the first syllable. We're going to talk to Eritis here in just a moment. But that's going to be in our next episode. If you're watching the stream, don't go anywhere because we are not done. I'm going to keep right on playing. But if you're watching on YouTube, that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Torment, Tides of Numenera.